These are the Pro Series LED taillights, complete with the jet black housing and smoke lenses, and they will be available for all 2005 to 2013 Corvettes. Now, you should be checking out these options for your C6 if you'd like to go with a slightly more modern option for your ride, thanks to things like the full LED lighting and sequential turn signals, but more importantly, wanted to introduce a more aggressive look to the rear end, thanks to the combination of that black housing working with the smoke lenses. Now, in getting into the features here at the Pro Series tails, the biggie will no doubt be the radical change in appearance from the mild-mannered stock red lenses to a more dark and sinister appearance thanks to those smoke lenses. Now, aside from that, these lights will offer a 100% LED operation, which will not only increase the appearance of the lights themselves, but will also increase your visibility as well, which is never a bad thing. Now, the cherry on top will be the LED bar that makes up for the iconic taillight ring. It's gonna make it a bit more pronounced, but also it's gonna deliver the option of a sequential turn signal if you'd like. You don't have to go that way, but it is cool that they are offered here at the Pro Series options, in addition to just offering a more custom look. All right, moving into construction, and I will say that the Pro Series LED tails are gonna be easily on par with the stockers from an overall build or quality standpoint, and that certainly is a good thing here. Now, for starters, you are looking at a very durable jet black ABS plastic housing, which is then topped off with a lightly smoked polycarbonate lens. Now, that lens does have a UV resistant coating kind of baked in to help prevent any fading over the years. Now, the taillights do utilize the factory style plug and play connectors, which is great because it is going to make the install a lot easier. And again, you do have the option of going with a standard turn signal or a sequential turn signal just by utilizing a little switch here on the back. Very, very easy stuff. Does not require any crazy wiring. Now, the taillights have been given that DOT and SAE stamp of approval, which does make them legal for use in all 50 states. Price point for the Pro Series taillights here will land around that mid $500 ballpark, which does put these, I would say, just below some of your other higher end options from companies like Morimoto, but for the most part does put them right in line with other similar LED options for your C6 at home. All right, last but not least, let's shift gears and talk about the installation. And the site's gonna call this a strong 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you at least 20 minutes, probably a little bit more to get in place from start to finish. But now to give you a better idea of how this one might go down in the garage or driveway at home, let's throw it out to the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
For this install, you will need a ratchet, an extension, and a T15 Torx bit. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be installing some taillights on our Corvette, so let's get started. All right, so to start things off, we're going to come to our taillights. Now, these are pretty simple. They're held in by a single T15 Torx screw up top. So what we're going to do first is grab our T15 Torx bit and an extension on a ratchet and pop that upper screw off. Now, it is one screw, but they are very delicate, so you want to be careful while doing this. We'll get in here and get this screw out. Once we have our screw out, we can pull our taillight out. We're going to flip that over. So now to unplug our taillight, we're just going to push in on our tab and unplug our connector. So once you have your first one out, it's going to be the same exact process for the other 3. So you want to repeat that for your other 3 lights. All right, so now that we have our factory lights out, the one thing we're going to need to do before we get rid of our factory ones, we're going to have to remove the factory socket because we're going to be reusing that to adapt to our new taillights. So we're going to take this, give it a quarter turn till it unseats, remove that. Now we can set our housing aside. We're also going to remove the bulb. Now, if you want to save these, definitely want to wear gloves or use a rag to take the bulb out. The oils on your skin can cause hot spots, which will lead to premature failure of your bulbs. So we'll pop that out. We're going to grab our new taillight assembly. We're going to take this plug, we'll plug that in, and we'll tuck our wiring into our light. We're going to line up our factory style seating, give that a quarter turn, lock that back into place. Next, we're going to plug in our new ballast. We'll untangle this, and we'll plug this in just like so. Now, one thing to note about the ballast is it does come with 2 holes for screws for mounting You can screw this in somewhere if you would like to. For demonstration purposes, we're not going to screw into our vehicle. We're just going to tuck this back there, which is also totally fine. You just want to make sure it's up and out of the way and not going to get caught on anything. So now that we have this set up, we're going to tuck this in. Now we've got our ballast into our taillight area. We're going to grab our factory connector, plug that back into our socket. We'll tuck our taillight into position. And it'll lock into place. Then we're going to reinstall our factory T15 Torx screw. So we'll bring back our T15 Torx bit and extension on our ratchet. Get this lined up. Get that started. Now once you have your first one in, you can repeat the same process for your other 3 lights. Now on the back of your new taillight assembly, you will notice a small switch that is essentially an on or an off function. What that does is that's going to allow your flashers or turn signals to act in a sequential or solid function. So based on what you want them to do, you can either have them function solid, just on off, or have a little bit more function and have a sequential circular motion. So depending on what you want to do, just hit that switch on or off. On is going to be solid, off is going to be sequential. Alrighty folks, that about wraps up our review and install of our Pro Series LED taillights with jet black housings and smoke lenses for your 05 to 13 Corvette C6. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Corvette, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.